What do you say, everybody? And roll tide. It is time for last call on the next round. We appreciate you guys for being here. We're part of a great team, and we got a great team backing us over at Pearl River Resort. Great time to get out and golf. Dancing Rabbit with two amazing 18-hole courses, championship-level golf at Dancing Rabbit with the Azaleas and the Oaks. An excellent steakhouse at Silver Star. You got Golden Moon with the Timeout Sports Lounge, and it's all within reach of Tuscaloosa and Birmingham. So check it out with basketball coming down to 4 teams, and then the championship game. You can go there and bet on all that stuff at Pearl River Resort, plus baseball and racing and everything else. All right, well, let's get this show started. We got a lot to talk about. Somebody's really happy today because they did something out on the range, we'll call it. All right, there he is. Still with his hunting gear on. Didn't have a chance to shower after this morning's kill. You got you a turkey, didn't you?
Oh yeah, first one of the year. You know, I may not shower for a week. I gotta enjoy this stench.
You sent me this video. You know, I'm laying in bed and I'm looking at this thing and I'm like, it's just like, I don't know, 30 seconds, 45 seconds, 50 seconds. And I'm like, is this, do you have Barry Buckner's wing bone call and you're about to
did you have turkey in? Did you have the volume up?
I don't know. I couldn't really hear. No, but I heard like some calling, but I know that Barry gave us the wing bone call, like that the Native Americans used.
Yeah,
we gave you one. He gave you one. I got a pen.
Yeah, I got to practice more with that thing. I'm afraid I'd scare him off if I tried to get out there and, you know, blow on that thing with some pressure on me. That actually wasn't bad.
Yeah, I saw the turkey out there and the decoy, and then I just went back and watched, and the excitement that you have on there when you got that bird. My hunting experience went like this. When I was out hunting deer, I saw turkey, and when I was out hunting turkey, I saw deer. I don't know why.
That's usually how it goes.
Yeah.
When we were hunting, I guess it might have been the dumbest bird in Mobile County, but we were out in this massive field, and usually I'm hunting timber, so I hate carrying a bunch of stuff, but damn near needed it in that big field. Needed a decoy in that big field. Yeah. And it was pretty awesome, man. Me and one of my high school buddies were behind his cousin calling, and he stuck that decoy out there and he started working in, calling him a little bit, just making him purring at him, making sure he wasn't too nervous. And rarely do you have one strut and gobble like 100 yards all the way across an open field without getting hung up. So it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, well, congratulations. It's a mighty accomplishment. So what will you do with this with this unlucky bird? Will he get eaten for Easter dinner, or is he going to be mounted, or what do you do with him?
I don't know, man. We gave it to Ethan, my buddy's little cousin, killed it, so he's the one cleaning it and taking it home, and I've got no problem with that.
Okay.
Have you ever had turkey before?
No, never even
wild turkey before.
Oh. I don't think I have. Not that good.
I mean, if you fry it, it's good, but it's hard to get it tender enough to where it, tastes good on the grill or anything. You got to basically fry it. That's the only time I've had it where I enjoyed it.
So it's like catfish.
Well, no, catfish actually, to me, is pretty good grilled too. I mean, it's
really?
If I just cut the breast out of a wild turkey and threw it on the grill, I think I'd rather eat this glass bottle right here next to me.
Hey, did you ever see that? There was like a YouTube skit. I don't know if it was a TV show, but these guys pulled this prank and they're sitting at a bar and they had this glass that they could just eat the glass. Did you ever see that video?
Mm-mm.
You don't know what I'm talking about. These guys, I don't know where they're at, and I don't know what the show was, but it was something that popped up on my like Instagram shorts. This dude's like sitting at a bar. It's like a hidden camera show, and they got this glass that was probably like candy or something, but it was like in the shape of a beer bottle. So the guy, like, he just starts eating the bottle, and the guy next to him is just like just horrified. Like, he's just sitting there drinking beer, and all that. And then all of a sudden he just takes the beer bottle and he's just like, it's brilliantly funny. But yeah, so you'd rather do that than eat real glass than the turkey. So he should probably mount it, though. I mean, if it's his first one, what would a turkey mount cost?
I don't know. I've had one. My parents got me one mounted. Me and my little brother killed one together, probably 15 years ago, and they mounted it. I don't know but I imagine it's probably at least $1,000. I mean, gotta be. That's gotta be a pain in the
ass. He'll be eating that.
Yeah, he tossed it. He kept the fan and the spurs and the beard. I don't think he ain't mounting it.
No, the turkey. Not a great day for the turkey. All right, let's talk a little. Well, we got a couple things I want to bring up on the show today. So before I go there, let me tell you about our buddies at Patriot. Yeah, 205-919-4494. These are our guys right here. They have our back, and they got your back too. And I'm talking about Will and Justin. They'll answer when you call, and they do free inspections, and they do roofs. And I'm telling you, that's the key to having a dry house is having a roof that doesn't leak. So make sure that you keep an eye on that or let them do it. They also do total home renovations. They can do it all. Roofing, siding, gutters, windows, full home renovations, free inspections. Give those guys a call at Patriot. All right. Let's just start with Alabama, and then we're going to get into this executive order that could reshape college sports. And I hope it works because it is I feel like a last resort to do something to try to save college sports. But what I want to start with is Alabama's second spring practice, right? You still have the quarterback battle. They're not giving us any signs of who's going to win this thing between Austin Mack and Keelon Russell. We did hear that Russell struggled at times and that the second scrimmage wasn't his sharpest day. Just working on kind of getting in sync with his wide receivers. The offensive line is progressing. I think that Alabama's pretty comfortable with their number one O-line, but trying to get that second O-line better. And E.J. Crowell not really doing much right now with the team running wise. But, I thought he talked really openly about Kevin Riley hitting some gaps. We've talked about a thinner Daniel Hill, and Alabama's going to have to get the run game going this year if they're going to win.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to get better in the run game, you got to have that. You got to have that go-to back. I think Kevin Riley's kind of a specialist. Daniel Hill lost some weight. I mean, had his moments last year. I never felt like he was the guy. I know it was his first year at Alabama. I never felt like you could lean on him and really grind out a victory last year. I do think him losing some weight, getting in good shape. I think he mentioned in one of his interviews, pass pro was one of the big things that he wanted to zero in on, focus in on, and get sharper. Because again, you cannot be the featured back unless you can pass protect. It's just not going to happen. Xavier Crowell, being a guy who is going to be in his first year. I know last podcast we were talking about him a little bit, and surely you look to him to be a guy who can take a lot of reps, but at the same time, somewhat unrealistic given it's his first year and what is a pass-heavy offense. I mean, it is what it is. So really, to me, the pressure is all on Daniel Hill to be that guy. He's got the size for it. He's got the ability to be explosive. I'm sure the weight loss really helped. But he's the guy. That has to be the guy, in my opinion. While I love Kevin Riley, I'm not sure he's got the size to do it. Hopefully, he proves me wrong. But highly effective coming out of the backfield and getting the ball here and there. But your go-to back between the tackles is going to have to be Daniel Hill, or at least until Xavier Crowell can, find a way to be beneficial for the team from a pass pro perspective.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I mean, and I think that the run game has definitely been an emphasis. I mean, when you add on top of that, the new coaches at the O-line position and kind of what Alabama knows they're going to have to do to be successful, and I've talked about this before. I think that you look at Keelon DeBoer and you got to love that he pays attention, like he's not stubborn about trying to do things to make the team or the program better. And I feel like he's been, every time an issue's cropped up, I feel like he's always tried to jump on it pretty quickly.
Yeah. And pretty transparent about it too,
Yeah.
I mean, games where we don't perform well, off the field issues with certain players, run game. I felt like he's done a really good job of navigating those situations. But again, you can navigate them all you want to, and you can look good in the media. But at the end of the day, the stats are going to speak for themselves. And I mean, look, you and I have said it over and over again on this podcast. I mean, we believe in the guy. We believe in Keelon DeBoer. We think he's just given the way he took the job, the circumstances that he took it in, got to respect it. And to me, that says plenty about him in terms of being the right guy for the job.
There's a guy named Tawn Brown that's like kind of an unheralded 3-star recruit, but he's had a really good spring because DeBoer keeps talking about him in the running back spot in his press conferences.
Yeah. Well, again, the unheralded guys, I've seen a lot of, 3-star, low 4-star guys in my day who turned into really good players. I say turned into really good players. We're always consistent players, and the thing about those guys is a lot of times they don't have the talent that these guys, on these sites see, and it doesn't blow them away. So they're automatically classed a little lesser. But man, 70%, 80% of the game is mental. I mean, leverage, body control. I mean, not all necessarily size, while it helps, but a guy who understands where he needs to be makes him a few steps faster on the field. I mean, if you're just reacting, you know where to be, know what to do. You see what you see and you react. If you can run a 4.4, but you can't figure out where to go, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I think that's well said. Look, guys, this is the time of year to be thinking about Residence Inn by Marriott Ocean City. This is a world-renowned property, back-to-back coastal-style hotel of the year, right there on the OC coast, right near the boardwalk, the famous boardwalk in Ocean City, Secrets Bar, all of those places, and what a wonderful joint to hang out. Somebody gave me some Maryland-style crab cakes the other day at a reception I was at, and I didn't want to laugh at them. I didn't want to laugh. But I know a Maryland-style crab cake, and you can put a name on anything.
Well, that wasn't
when you put too much breading in there, you're not making a Maryland style. Okay? Don't give me a ball of bread and tell me that this is a Maryland-style crab cake. They will get you a Maryland-style crab cake. Residence Inn by Marriott Ocean City, Maryland. Trust me, people.
Dude, isn't that the worst when you get a fried shrimp and it looks like it's really big and you take a bite into it and it's all freaking bread? I mean,
every bit of it.
There's very few things that piss me off, like too much breading on a fried shrimp and the shrimp doesn't even like fill out the bread.
Right.
That and a bitter Bloody Mary, like a Bloody Mary that has a bunch of stuff in it. You get all excited, and then you just get this dog shit mix that tastes like.
Have you ever had a friend of yours with a Bloody Mary mix that you don't like, but you can't say anything?
That is messed up.
I didn't say anything.
It's messed up.
I'm not talking about Willie T's. Is the guy is Willie T? He's the guy that does the Bloody Mary mix at the Floribama, right?
Yeah.
I had him on.
No, that Bloody Mary mix is good.
Yeah, that good.
I've had Willie T make me a Bloody Mary, and that's.
You've actually had the real Willie T do it.
The Willie T did it. Yes.
Yeah. I met him. He's a good
Floribama, guy. The Mullet Toss golf tournament.
Well, we're sponsoring the Mullet Toss this year. Well, at least Pearl River is, and that means that you and I are going to be there for the 42nd annual Mullet Toss at the Floribama for Dido Key, Orange Beach. Everyone come and hang out with us. Normally we do, I think I'm going to be there all 3 days, but normally our big day is Saturday, and we broadcast from it last year. Baron Huber was my broadcast partner. Maybe you should broadcast with me this year.
I mean, I'll be there.
It's so much fun.
Around.
Yeah, it's so much fun, isn't it?
Yeah, last year I got a little caught up with the New Wave podcast. Are they still doing the New Wave podcast?
Some of the wave has drifted into other places.
Yeah.
But I'm glad to see that Dre Kirkpatrick Jr.'s back, right? Like, good for him. Get his stuff together. I liked him. And then Jalen Mbakwe transferred to Georgia Tech, so he's gone. And then Ryan Williams has a new name. He's Ryan Coleman Williams now. And then Bray Hubbard wasn't on the show. He was just down there with him. So I wondered, like 2 years ago, it was, I mean, you talk about an all-star crew. It was Nate Oates and Kalen DeBoer, Jalen Milroe, and who was the other guy? One other player.
Malachi.
Yeah, Malachi Moore. Yeah, they were great. So I don't know who's going to be there for that, but that normally is like Saturday morning.
Yeah. I'm still waiting on some NIL play from Jalen. He was being selfish.
Yeah, he wasn't going to give you any of his road.
Hey, rolling in looking like Deion Sanders and didn't show me any love. What's wrong? I mean, come on now.
Yeah.
I saw him show up with Jordans on the beach, and I knew that fish wasn't going anywhere.
Oh yeah, on the throw. So funny. Look at you. I saw him showing up. He was a really nice guy, man.
Yeah.
And now he's got a Super Bowl. He didn't even play. All right, let's talk about this. President Trump did a executive order, and it's trying to change basically regulate college sports. He realizes that with the committee, and I think this is I know some of you guys hate Trump and some of you guys love Trump. I don't care about like what your politics are when you vote. I just care about college football on the show and trying to get something figured out before we ruin the games, right? Where all the Texas teams can buy everybody in Louisiana, and then you're stuck losing because they're getting all the good players. And that's kind of what's happening right now. Ohio State, Michigan in that same category. Bama kind of upper middle of the pack when it comes to spending, but it's not enough. And so there was a 10-page order that President Trump is going to sign, I think, on Monday. That grants the NCAA the ability to organize the transfer portal, player cap money, and funding requirements. So, and that includes, I guess, prohibiting NIL collectives, or maybe like kind of regulating them. I'm not totally sure about the whole thing. But what I do know is that the NCAA is going to have power now with this, if this stands, to try to make some sort of a set of guidelines. And I think we need that. I know we need that.
Yeah. Well, I need some time to dig into it. I also think there was a portion in there that spoke to the actual transfer guidelines, which is one transfer prior to graduation without having to sit out a year, and then you're immediately eligible upon graduation to transfer a second time, which still isn't perfect, but it's better than what we got right now. And guys bouncing all over the place whenever they want to. I mean, the chaos has got to stop, and I mean, Trump's got no. Something had to be done. If it keeps getting talked about in the halls of Congress, man, that clown show will never get anything done.
Right.
So might as well push forward, and sure, it's going to get challenged by the Supreme Court in some form or fashion, but at least the conversation has started.
Well, I mean, I felt like this was more than a conversation. I felt like this was, hey, we're doing something here, and this should have teeth.
No, it's more than a conversation. I mean, it's legislation, but obviously there's going to be protests to this, and there's no telling how it's really going to play out in the end.
Mm-hmm. Lawsuits, probably. I mean, I don't know how you put this thing back in the bag, because you've made it to where it's a free-for-all. A rule is free-for-all, and it's not amateur sports anymore.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here's the thing. I believe the NCAA tournament this year has been one of the most watched NCAA tournaments of all time. So, I don't know if anybody will ever walk away from college basketball because the potential for upsets are so high, especially in the tournament. But, football, you get the wealthiest schools winning, because to me, football is a far more consistent sport, right? I mean, I feel like you get a team that's hot in basketball, they can beat anybody. Football's a little different. I mean, or a lot different. I mean, you physically manhandle somebody. If you've got the ability to do that, then you're going to dominate for the most part. But there's no. I mean, once you get to the playoff in football, I mean, you look at James Madison, the group of 5 schools that were in last year. When they just get in there and get pummeled. I mean, that's just the way it's going to be. And, it keeps continuing to go the way that it's going. To me, you're just going to lose a lot of interest nationwide. I mean, and I know the argument is, well, that's the way it was before NIL, because Alabama just won everything, and you had Ohio State here and there, which, I guess there is an argument to that. But when there's one source or one, to me, that was because Coach Saban and those schools, I mean, they had the resources, the brick and mortar there, which made it very fine for players to come play there. But also, I mean, there's a hard work element. Coach Saban was unmatched when it came to recruiting. He, didn't take a breath without checking on his guys and recruiting and just building up talent 24/7, 365. I mean, it to a certain degree, it is all about hard work and coaches getting after it, recruiting. I've talked to some of my best friends are coaching in college, and they talk about how demoralizing it is because, I mean, again, you've got a guy who's done really well at, say, Kansas State. I mean, that coach just left because he was done with NIL. Completely, he just threw his hands up, had money in the bank. He's retired.
I saw that.
But when you've got guys there for 2 years, they finally get on the field, you've developed them, and you've done everything right by these players, and then Ohio State and Texas comes in, doubles their money, or pays them $600,000 more.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to, or $1 million more. You're not going to tell your own son, yeah, you probably need to stay there. I mean, and take $1 million less. I mean, that's a different realm of money, and that's long-term thinking, or at least, potentially long-term based on what your circumstances are. You ought to be able to make that work. But there's just nothing, there's no competitive value that you can bring to the table when you just don't have the funds to match that. So, it is what it is. But when you take out that competitive element, when you feel like there's nothing within your control can can land you those players.
Mm-hmm.
And the same teams win over and over and over again, but just because, they stack the talent due to their financial strength. I think people are going to start losing interest and you're not going to have the lawsuits because the money is not going to be there like it used to be. I mean, for smaller schools,
well, I don't even blame the schools for taking advantage of the system. I blame Alabama for not having enough money to take advantage of the system. I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, there weren't any rules.
I mean, if
if
Alabama could dominate, it's like Coach Saban said when the transfer portal came out prior to NIL, or I'm trying to think, maybe it happened all in the same year, but I remember when Coach Saban before NIL payments became so relevant and transfer portal was a hot topic. He said, I'm just going to lose my worst players and gain everybody else's best players. Yeah. And I'd want you to make this situation as advantageous as possible. And I don't blame Texas right now. Hell, stack them up while you can before all this, legislation takes place or takes hold. But again, it's kind of like now the NBA has grown internationally, so their brand has grown. But within the United States, the NBA, to me, and maybe I'm way off, but the interest in the NBA to me has crashed in comparison to what it was 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
When guys, you didn't have load management, guys playing their ass off. Right. It was competitive. It seemed like real personal feuds between teams. You look back at the Detroit Pistons and the Chicago Bulls.
Yeah.
When I was growing up,
Lakers and the Celtics.
Yeah. But once you start losing the value and player loyalty and college is is bigger in terms of the loyalty platform or the loyalty contingent. College football there's no sport that relies on loyalty from their players and fans more than college football. You don't want to walk into every season not knowing who's playing for you.
Yeah.
And it's happened and we still watch, we still really enjoy it. But at the same time, I think over time you keep doing this, you just devalue your brand, and ultimately there's going to be less money in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey, let me play this, and then let's see if we see anything new on here. We're brought to you by Pearl River Resort. We love doing this every show.
So, Jake, let's break down some game tape.
Hold on, fellas. Steve.
Hey, Jake. You ready to rock?
Let's roll, brother.
Guess we're calling plays at Pearl River Resort. Wow, Jake's first throw scores. And Steve's got the crowd pumped. Man, they're absolutely rolling.
'Cause I don't have to be me till Monday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I ain't gonna face reality.
I tell you, Jake's still got game. While Steve keeps rocking aces. Boom, Jake seals it with a pick.
Come call your own plays
at Pearl River Resort. Let's roll.
I don't have to be me till Monday.
All right. I like when you snap and then we end up on the casino floor. The acting there by us was just brilliant. Not you, but Bo Bounds and myself.
Yeah, I cannot get over the scores.
Yeah, scores. I did a bunch of takes, and that's the one they went with. I followed the script just like you.
Let me tell you, man, that's almost like John Madden's boom, boom.
Let's roll. We're gonna have catchphrases for the rest of our lives from that. But guys, we're brought to you by Pearl River over in Philadelphia, Mississippi, and right now at Golden Moon, you got 20 big screen TVs, the Timeout Sports Lounge, your home for the college basketball tournament down to 4 teams. NASCAR. You can bet on that. You can do it all at Pearl River. So check it out. Hour and a half from Tuscaloosa, 2 and change from Birmingham. So I gotta give Greg Byrne a lot of credit. Moving on from Christy Curry, I'm really happy about that, and I love that he hired Pauline Love as Alabama's 10th women's basketball coach. I felt like Christy Curry was stale. I didn't think the program was it's hemorrhaging money. It's good to get somebody that brings a fresh perspective to the job, that's younger, that is known for recruiting, known for pillars of toughness, togetherness, and trust. I hope that, that Coach Love can get Bama into a position to contend for championships and not just show up. And I thought it was a good move. Nobody fired Christy Curry. She took a job at, like Southern Florida or something. Hey, we're going to move on and we're going to give you a chance to find another job. And then I think Alabama did a good job finding the right coach. So
yep.
Roll Tide.
Baseball. How much is the new coach's contract on an annual basis?
I don't know. Let me see.
I mean, it would be kind of telling which direction we're moving in.
It doesn't say.
It doesn't say.
No, but paying Christy Curry $700,000 was just not a good business move. When your program makes $740 and you pay one person $7, it's not good business.
Well, that's what that's essentially what I'm getting at. Like, I wonder I'd wonder what they're going to pay the new coach, and is that, evident of what's going to happen here over the next couple of years. I mean, you're looking at cuts to coaches for Olympic sports outside of the main drivers of revenue.
Yeah. So I've talked a lot of smack about women's basketball. I think some of you guys think I hate it. I don't. I just look at the wasted money and I go, you know what? You've got to do things to try to create excitement. And I think winning is the top of that. And you can't tell me that Christy Curry's going and winning recruiting battles. I just think that Coach Love is someone that's going to be a lot more relatable to the top players in the South that Alabama's competing for. And I'm excited. Look, I hope she does a great job. But I also hope that
it's like anything else. I mean, shit. If I'm not providing value for the firm that I'm working at, then hey, I'm just a number two, and I can, if I start seeing where the money's not coming in, for my position, I need to start looking around. I mean, you got to pay for yourself.
Yep, that's it, man. That's it. That's exactly it. So Roll Tide there. I think that's about it. Let me remind everyone that the 8A game is going to be on Saturday. They'll have the captains will get to put their hands in cement. You've done that before. And then the Walk of Champions. I asked Shank about the Walk of Champions. What was the Walk of Champions like for you?
I always had Inner Sandman going.
You've said this before. So you're one of these guys. You didn't smile. You were locked in, like you were going into a prize fight. Did you high five anybody? Did you take pictures? Did you?
If I saw somebody I knew, I'd give them a wave. I mean, I wasn't one of those guys that like locked in so much that, I mean, anybody I saw was on the menu. I mean, the D linemen, I think, on game day, I always tried to avoid them.
I just think that when someone does it right, they're going to look like the late, great Hulk Hogan coming out of there. Like they get off the bus and they start flexing and then they start pointing into the crowd, and that'd be so cool. When it comes crashing down and it hurts inside. Like they're doing this. That would be funny. So anyway, 3 years ago today, I had my appendix rupture and almost died. It's hard to believe. Were we doing this show then? It was before. Okay, so we must have started doing this after.
It was
that,
a football season after.
Okay, yeah. Because I'm going to tell you,
yeah, I saw
they were concerned.
I saw that Instagram post yesterday. That was pretty rough.
I didn't say this, man. Before that, I didn't have any gray hair, and now I got like the gray on the wings here.
Yeah.
And it came like right after that. You don't realize, like, when you go, well, some of you do, but if you haven't been through a big surgery before like that, and for me, it was a ton of antibiotics and then emergency surgery. And then it took like 6.
Well, how did your appendix rupture?
So my friend Terrence and I loved to eat wings, and we went out for wings the night before. And I honestly, like, thinking back on it now, for the month before that, I didn't feel great. Like, I felt like something wasn't quite right, but I figured it was the bourbon and the beers. Like, I didn't think that it was like an appendix, right? I just thought I must be, drinking too much or something, that night I went to bed and I was like, my stomach felt like I had to go to the bathroom, but I was constipated, and I was like, something's wrong. I'm going to get a really big cup of coffee in the morning, let it do its work. I'm going to be okay. By the time I woke up in the morning, like, the pain was unbearable. I go to Walmart to get some Pepto-Bismol. I almost passed out in Walmart. Like, I couldn't, like, I was about, like, I had no energy, like, it was wobbly and everything. So I get back, and then I got a Diet Coke while I was there. I threw up green stuff, and I was like, I think I'm in big trouble. Like, you could just tell it was getting worse fast. And so the team, the baseball team, made me a doctor's appointment, right? Like, I was going to go in the back door of the doctor's office, not wait in line, like, go in. They were going to look at me. On the way there, I told my buddy George, who was driving me, I said, you got to take me to the emergency room. By the time I got to the emergency room, I couldn't sit because I was so uncomfortable, right? Like, just my stomach, my back. I felt like death. And I went in there, and Jefferson Memorial is where I went, not known for being a great hospital. And some of them were great. Some of the worst nurses you'll ever see too, just bad attitudes, but some people were awesome. They don't have enough consistency there with the people that work there, right? Some people just don't want to be there, but I was too sick to worry about it. I just got to the counter and I'm like, listen, I don't come in here ever. Something's really wrong. So they take me in and do a CAT scan. I can't even sit down. I'm walking in circles, right? Because my back and my stomach hurt so bad. And the nurse, the whoever did the CAT scan came up to me, and she's like, listen, and she was white. She was like, your appendix ruptured and you aren't going home. You're going to have to stay here. But it's we're really afraid that the infections spread. So we can't do a surgery. She's like, I'd love to do the surgery like now, like immediately, but we've got to give you antibiotics to kill the infection so we can go in there and get it, because anywhere that the infection goes will infect those organs that it touches. So for some reason, my appendix was wrapped underneath one of my intestines. And that made it also really difficult. So they couldn't do the surgery that day. And I'm talking about, dude, they kept asking me like what the pain level was. And I'm like, it's 10, So I'm on, morphine and opiates and whatever they get. I took whatever I could get. And it would last for like an hour. And as soon as it wore off, dude, I mean, miserable pain. And the next morning I get up and I go, they wake me up and they're taking me right into surgery. And ironically, it's crazy, the same doctor had done an emergency appendectomy on my former broadcast partner, Frank, a couple years before. And so I'm talking to him about it, and he's like, I wish yours was as easy as Frank's, because he knew that it was pretty bad. So, I don't remember who it was. I don't want to disclose that, but somebody there was like, I don't know what your relationship is with God, but you may want to pray to whoever your God is right now. And I gave him a Nick Saban. I said, listen, don't worry about me. I said, you worry about getting in there. You get it out. I'll worry about getting healthy, And it was because I was on so many drugs. I was just like, I thought like I might die, So they did a good job. They got it out of there. And then they told Dina, who was there with me. I was renting a room in her house at the time. And they were like, look, this one was it was the hardest one he ever did. And then you realize like a lot of people do die from this. It's not it's not routine if it's not routine, right? Like some of them are, but mine wasn't. So it took about the biggest mistake I made was they tell you to take your time and heal up, right? Like, but I want to work. Like, me, I'm constantly working and I enjoy it. I love doing this shows like this, baseball, the tailgate show. And I got back to work and I think I slowed down my body's ability to heal. You're right. So, I mean, it was like months before I felt really good again. Honestly, probably a year before I felt like normal, but they don't really know why your appendix ruptures. They don't know. I mean, like they don't really even kind of know what it does, because you can live without it. But my stomach hasn't been the same since. I do miss my appendix, but I'm glad it's gone.
I was about to say, I guess it allows you to drink beer.
Hey, look, I'm 5 days sober right now.
I mean, you said that like Mike Tyson. I mean, like.
I know. Do I seem more like? Do I seem more peppy? It was like everybody's like, so how do you feel? I'm like sober. I feel sober.
The scary thing is you say that like it's a big deal.
Yeah. I don't look, man. Like the thing about my schedule is that I work every day. So, like Monday might be the day where you go out and have a couple pops, but the bottom line is this: you did it. Lance Taylor did it. He took a month off. You've taken time off too. It really is about my weight, right? Like I work out all the time now, and there's a little bit of stubborn fat that I need to go. So when I get on the Freebird 2 here in a couple of weeks, I'm a little bit more cut up. That's all. It's all.
Just a little bit. Just a
little bit, man. When that sun hits these guns, I just oh man. I work for those boat days. That's all I really want, Jump on the bird. Anyway. All right, brother.
We got Easter egg hunts starting this afternoon, and then tomorrow I'm gearing up. Easter bunny's coming, all that. So I will be having a beer or two today.
Okay. All right, brother. Well, look, you have a great day. I'm going to have a great day. You have a great weekend. Any of you guys are baseball fans, check me out on the Knoxville Smokies broadcast. I'm doing that right now. Pretty fun. Opening night was a winner. We got Seiya Suzuki rehabbing with us. And
y'all get a walk-off last night?
Nah, but we won. Against the Barons.
What is better? What is better? A walk-off home run, a buzzer beater 3 for the win, or trying to think. I mean, the only walk-off I can really think of are a game-winning field goal in football.
Yeah, those are all great. I mean, for me personally, I absolutely love baseball, right? So if it's a Cubs walk-off, I'll take that. Like Cubs baseball is my favorite thing. I've told you this. I love Alabama too, but there's just something about the Cubs. Like and I live and die by them. Bama football, I love Bama football too, but we haven't had the success with the Cubs that Bama has. But if it was like beating Auburn on a game-winning field goal, that'd be tough to.
There you go. Okay, so the Gravedigger. That was
awesome. Yeah, that was great. I don't think there's ever going to be a more dramatic, play.
Hey, that's what they said about 3rd and 26.
Yeah, but man, that's so hard to beat. That's so hard to beat, man. I could do a whole hour on this. See, you bring up a great topic, but it's time to go. And
next show we're coming up with our top 5 buzzer beater, walk-offs, touchdown, whatever it is. That'll be.
You need to interview me on one of these shows.
Okay, I'll do that.
Let's switch spots. I think you could do it now. I don't think you could have done it at the beginning, but I think you could do it now. I don't think it'd be hard at all.
I think I could do that for sure.
We got it. The other thing we need to do is we got to get Keelon DeBoer on here. I think we need to focus on, having some guests. As soon as A-Day's over, we're gonna, and we don't need like game plans and stuff. We'll talk about like when Big Sexy Omo asked him what his favorite Waffle House meal was. He never been. People were like,
I want to ask him what the most redneck thing he's seen in Alabama is. So far.
And you got a lot of stuff to share with him, I'm sure.
What was the first moment or first experience you had where you're like, oh man, Alabama's different?
You know when it was? Somebody came up to him and they go, "What you know, good coach?" He's just like, what you know? Have you ever heard that term before?
Too many times.
Okay, just making sure. What's your answer to that? I mean, what do you say back?
The classic, hanging in there.
Hanging in there. Hanging in there. Do you get a little bit more redneck when you're out in these like spots where no one, in the middle of nowhere doing this hunting? Like if you go into like one of these, you've seen these gas stations, they're like gas station, hardware store. They also have like, they're frying like, chicken and stuff in there. And
I was in one this morning.
Yeah, right. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's like everything in one. What do you get a look? Do you like have is there like, you're like Jacob at work, but is there like a alter ego that's like, like, I don't know.
I don't think so. I think, mean, if you watch that turkey hunting video, me and Ethan are sitting there talking, and I think it's funny to kind of, when you're turkey hunting, especially narrating a hunt like that, it's kind of funny to talk in Larry the Cable Guy accent a little bit.
Yeah. You like go in there and you're like, you like, just because you don't want people to know who you are, you tell them you're like Cletus or Jethro or Buck or like something like that, like Bubba. Cletus is good.
That's
like,
now that you say that, I will. Cletus T. Coker.
Oh my God. Nobody's even watching this. We're just like,
what's your middle name? Tyrell.
Cletus Coker.
Cletus T-Bone Coker.
What you know, good Cletus? Hanging in there. Oh my God. My ribs hurt from this. If anyone is offended, please don't be, because I've got family members like this. I swear. We're laughing with you, not at you.
That's right.
And then you get into like you might be a redneck, right?
Good stuff. All right, we got our topic for next show. We gotta We got to do that. Count it down.
I can't wait. You might be a redneck when your TV sits on top of your non-working TV. I can see. You might be a redneck if your family tree doesn't fork.
Yeah.
You mow your lawn and you find a car. All right, brother. Good show. You guys have a great weekend. Please get in the comment section. Tell me your favorite might be a redneck joke. And also make sure you're a subscriber to the next round. This is our new elephant in the room. You guys got to bring it all in here on the next round. You stayed at the next round. We're proud of that. All right,
Roll Tide.
So, Jake, let's break down some game tape.
Hold on, fellas. Steve,
Hey, Jake, you ready to rock?
let's roll, brother.
Guess we're calling plays at Pearl River Resort. Wow, Jake's first throw scores. And Steve's got the crowd pumped. Man, they're absolutely rolling.
'Cause I don't have to be me till Monday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I ain't gonna face reality.
I tell you, Jake's still got game. While Steve keeps rocking aces. Boom, Jake seals it with a pick.
I don't have to be
Come call your own plays.
At Pearl River Resort, let's roll.
I don't have to be me till Monday,